Grace We've Fallen is like a throwback to the era of bands that was combining metal with hardcore before there was a term metalcore. You know, the only term we had was crossover. And so when I hear the song From Grace We've Fallen, to me it's like a true crossover song. And you know, in the Northeast there were so many great bands that were influenced by metal that we would play with starting out, whether it was Overcast or All Out War or you know, any of the great New England or New York area bands. And so this is one of those songs where it's like a throwback to that style, but it's our take on it with these apocalyptic type of lyrics, you know, talking about the destruction of values, the destruction of morals, the destruction of the environment. And you know, I think on every hardcore or metal record you got to have one of those kind of apocalyptic type of songs, and this is it. Us Against Us is like, look, the headlines you see, the ones that get the most traction are the clicks, the ones that are going to get replayed on the stories that are going to get replayed on all the news channels are the ones that are keeping the viewers there and are selling the advertising. And so you gotta think for yourself. You gotta get out there and you gotta communicate with people in your community. We gotta get off the computer screen, stop arguing with people on Facebook, actually have a civil conversation with people, get back to talking, interacting, trying to solve problems rather than just keep dividing people and keeping everybody glued to the television, the iPad, the iPhone, the computer, whatever it is, because you know, the divided we fall. That is true. United we stand, divided we fall. Something in music that we always had to do was stand together, have a scene, have a community, book your own shows, do your own stuff, do it yourself. And like now you're seeing that people are being manipulated by the media and it's fucked up, and you need to turn it off and actually have a conversation with somebody. Otherwise it is going to be us against us. Remember when, you know, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but at the same time it's a little bit serious, because it's like, you know, there's these people that are just so obsessed with nostalgia, and I get it. You know, it's fun to look back every now and then, but if you're obsessed with it, it can be counterproductive to what is going on now. And I say the best times are now. You have to be in the moment. I said it, it's like a continuation of This Is Now. I said it on Rise of Brutality. I feel like this record is almost like a throwback to Rise of Brutality in a way where, you know, we're expanding on the topics that like Rise of Brutality was a continuation of Perseverance. This is like a continuation of Divinity of Purpose, but it's just a darker look at things. It doesn't have to all be positive. And in life you need balance. And so if you're too obsessed with the past, how can you make plans for the future or enjoy the present? Evil infects this place. Slaughtered in Their Dreams, you know, just came from a really sad place. You know, I just looking at all the violence that's perpetrated against children all over the world. That's like one of the things that just hurts my heart the most. It just bums me out, and you feel so powerless. You know, you wish that you could take these kids out of the situations where they're being, you know, targeted in these bombings, and there's bad stuff happening all over, and people chalk it up to, well, wrong place at the wrong time. But it's like, you know, these are innocent kids, and if this is a talking point, if people actually read into these lyrics, or if this is the type of thing where it makes people spark a new thought or makes people think about humanity, maybe humanity can come back from this. But as long as children are dying, children are being slaughtered in their dreams, I don't see how we can progress. And it's just, I guess it's a pretty bleak song, but I felt like that was my only outlet. Sacrifice will not be enough. Progression can never be achieved. Solace in the fiber of their being. Deliverance attained by none. Expression suppressed once again. This dream can't